Jinkies, Boogey fam. Velma's gone crazy.
Zoinks! 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 Zoinks!
Welcome back, Boogey fam, to another episode of Boogey Games. Today we're diving into the chilling developments surrounding the highly anticipated Camp Crystal Lake series, a prequel of the iconic Friday the 13th franchise set to be produced by A24. Let's slice through the VOG and uncover all the spine-tingling details. But first, let's get caught up on the story so far. Our story begins on Halloween of 2022, when the horror community was electrified by the announcement of the Crystal Lake prequel series, helmed by Brian Fuller at the time, the creative mind behind the Hannibal series, which I still need to finish. The series was slated for Peacock streaming services, with A24 producing. Fans were eager to see Fuller's take on the eerie origins of Camp Crystal Lake. I know I was. I mean, from what I've seen of Hannibal, it's pretty good, it's pretty solid, and I need to finish it, but it's not a bad interpretation of the Silence of the Lamb franchise.
This is possibly the finest salad I've ever eaten in my life. Shame to ruin it with all that meat.
Shut up.
However, the path to Crystal Lake has been anything but smooth. In May of 2024, Fuller exited the project due to creative differences, stating A24 elected to go different ways with the material. This departure left fans in suspense about the series' future. But fear not, campers. Enter Brad Caleb Kane. In August 2024, Brad Caleb Kane, known for his work in Fringe and Black Sails, stepped in as the new showrunner. Kane is set to write, direct, and executive produce the series, promising a fresh yet fateful exploration of the Friday the 13th lore. So to my knowledge, everything up to now with Brian Fuller, originally the plan was going to be a pre-sequel series that will basically, each season will cover the original movies. So season 1 would cover Friday the 13th, season 2 would handle part 2, part 3, part 4, all the way up. And there was even mentions, obviously, of if there's 10 seasons, we would have got Jason X. We would have got Jason back in space, and it would have been basically a series interpretation of that. I would have watched the heck out of that because I'm a huge Friday the 13th fan, but at the end of the day, it would probably be nothing more than a remake of the movies. But with Brad Caleb Kane, we could have potentially a new route. I don't know how much they've kept of the original plan and how much they've twisted things around to make fit, what they've cut out, etc. But there's potential for us to get something completely new as long as it handles the same classic tropes. Thrilling development, Adriana King, who portrayed the original final girl Alice Hardy in the 1980 classic, has been cast in a recurring role, which I have no idea what that could be. She could be returning as Alice, maybe the head counselor now, who is now in charge of the camp. They'll be there for many, many seasons. And just in this timeline, Alice Hardy didn't go through the original 1980 massacre. Or it could be Tales of the Crypt type of route where Adriana King is, the showrunner at the beginning of every episode who says, "Let's tell the story of Camp Crystal Lake. You may know Jason, but do you really know Camp Crystal Lake?" Something along those lines, and then you cut to the episode and it plays all the way through, and she pops back up at the end.
You may know Jason Voorhees, but do you know the story of Camp Crystal Lake? Allow me to tell you the tale.
Who knows? It could be anything at this point. I'm not exactly sure how much they've kept, again, out of the original idea versus now. It could be entirely something new. Who knows? Hopefully, though, I'd like to see her return as Alice in some way, shape, or form, or a new character, and kind of go from there. But that brings us up to speed, aside from today's news, which is the exciting casting of Linda Cardellini and the surprise just keeps on coming. I mean, we're only in February 2025, and reports suggest that she's going to be casted as the new Pamela Voorhees, the infamous mother of Jason Voorhees. Everybody pretty much knows that. This casting choice has generated quite a bit of buzz within the community. I know it's got me really fired up, as Cardellini's versatility could bring new depths to the character Pamela Voorhees. And based off what I'm seeing, it looks like we may still get that prequel bit of it. Who knows? It may be something, where we're currently with Jason caught up to speed, and he's kind of reminiscing of some degree of his mother, and we get to see her. We get to see Pamela, in her prime per se with Jason. I'm not sure how that's going to work, or it could just be a simple, cut back and forth. People talking about the camp in, season 1. There's plenty of stuff in the past with Pamela Voorhees and that entire massacre flashing forward to Jason and how they're related, because obviously Pamela Voorhees is known as the mother of Jason Voorhees. So if Jason's kicking around, people are going to reminisce who may have been part of the original massacre. Who knows, we just may pick up the show after the original massacre, and we pick up from part 2 onwards with flashbacks to the original part. In Cardellini's performance as Pamela, we get seen flashbacks and stuff like that, like I'm possibly thinking, or the entire season 1 may cover her, or half the season may cover her. Who knows? Anything's possible at this point. I'm just excited that we're going to get something Friday 13th. Hopefully this year. It was originally slated to be released around October of this year or Halloween time of this year. So I'm not sure if that's still on track. Who knows when we'll actually get this series. Production was reportedly set to begin in Australia at the end of 2024, with a planned release slated for Halloween 2025. While specific plot details obviously remain under wraps, the series aims to delve into the dark history of Camp Crystal Lake, exploring events that set the stage for the horrors that, has yet to come. But given this is all the news we have as of February of 2025, I'm actually kind of worried that if we're actually going to get the actual series this year, we'll maybe get a trailer. I could probably see that, but I'm not seeing any reports or anything like that that indicates they've actually began production, so they already seem delayed, which in turn will probably delay when we actually get it. But I mean, so far we've only known for sure possibly 2 cast members coming back and a showrunner at the helm. We know no other details other than that, given, again, how long it's been since we actually got confirmation this is, supposedly happening. It just seems it's been one dumpster fire after another getting it, but I really, really hope that luck changes this year. I just want a Friday 13th series. We've not had anything since the remake other than a video game, which was fantastic, but even it recently shut down. Hopefully, with this whole Jason universe stuff, we'll probably get, hopefully new video games. Hopefully it's not just Jason popping his DLCs and other well-known video games. Hopefully he gets a whole new revamped video game, maybe similar to the old one, if not better. Hopefully we get something down the line soon, but as the fog lifts and more information emerges, I'll happily be here to keep you up to date on all things Crystal Lake, all things horror. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any updates of this or any other horror projects that's coming up. Until next time, stay spooky, fam.